All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Taking On Sports Podcast. As always, this podcast made by the fans for the fans. Right here from you guys, the fans. Catch us on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon. Let's get the boys in. Seth, Barrett, how's it going?
Fins up. Fins up 1-0. Let's go.
Yep.
Sorry, Dak.
Yeah. We'll start off with the big news. Cowboys season over. After failing to move the ball against the Bucs and then Dak injuring his thumb, having surgery, he's out for 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks.
Pretty close. Yeah.
I mean,
if not more.
So, Seth, what jersey are you going to be repping going forward? Because it can't be the Cowboys.
Hey, right there. He's a true fan. He is a true fan.
A diehard. We'll give you the respect for that one.
My fandom is still in place. I will root for certain teams to win the Super Bowl. Ultimately, the Cowboys season is in a very bad spot. I hate to say it's done. I think it's done, but we're going to go with a very bad spot. No quarterback coming in, according to Jerry Jones. Cooper Rush will have the reins. It'll be about, I would say, 6 weeks. They say that Dak could return to week 6, so we talk about week 7, maybe even the bye. But the schedule, it could be. We could win a couple games with Rush, get Dak back.
Not bad.
We could win. We could win some games against the NFC East. The schedule's pretty rough. We got the Bengals next, the Rams on October 9th, Eagles, Lions, Bears. So if he goes to the bye, 3 wins will be a huge W for the Cowboys.
Yep. Some other notable injuries. Jamal Adams most likely done for the season after tearing his quad. That's a pretty big injury for the Seahawks after coming up a win over the Broncos. That's a pretty big loss after getting the win. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Losing Jamal Adams, that's a huge part of their defense. He's kind of – I'm not going to say he's the heart and soul of their defense because they got that young linebacker Brooks who's in there now, who's kind of taken over as the head of that defense with Shelby Harris now. But Jamal Adams, big part of that defense. And now that he's gone, they brought in Anthony Harris. So, not a bad pickup. Hang on, let me check this message. See what you guys are talking about here.
Well, the biggest injury impact player would be right, Vance?
The who?
The man in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, T.J. Watt.
Yeah, T.J. Watt tearing his bicep.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not going on IR, right? Or did he go on IR?
He went on IR, but he could be back after week 6 or week 7. So.
Oh yeah, they didn't rule him out because it wasn't like a separation or it was a tear or something. Yeah, I don't know how to get my words. I'm not a doctor, folks. Okay. But basically he's not going to forego surgery. So he is still good to go later in the season.
His first game back could be against the Fighting Fins of Miami.
What is this graphic you sent me?
It is the national coverage of CBS games.
Can you put that on the screen, Vance?
Yep.
Yeah. If you can put that on the screen, it's just a small thing. If you know me on Facebook, kind of had a little rant. I don't really rant often. In the red is New England and Pittsburgh for the early game, the national game. What is this? Okay. What is happening here? I understand, the legendary legendary franchises, multiple Super Bowl wins, but it's about time. You know what I mean? What do you guys think about this? Is this like a last-ditch effort to try to push these teams? Because, Mitch Trubisky versus Whack Jones, that's a stinker of a game. I know Steelers are 1-0, but wouldn't you rather have Blazing Lamar versus the vaunted Miami defense to try to get revenge of that Thursday night game last week? 2 1-0 teams? Come look at this. This is crazy. That is just crazy, guys. Come on.
Is that the noon games?
Yeah.
That's the early games for CBS national.
Let's see. What would I rather watch on CBS?
Well, it has. If you look at the graphic, it has what games are going to be on CBS.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
I'm over here on the wrong page.
Yeah, it has.
So some places get Jets, Cleveland, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, blah blah blah. But you're
All
going to put the stinky, shitty New England Patriots at not even Heinz Field anymore with the get 5 turnovers, and rely on an overtime field goal winning team.
Barely win. Yeah.
I mean, barely win, rather than the new, improved, explosive Miami Dolphins versus Lamar. I mean, that's what I have to say about Baltimore is Lamar.
That's box office right there. But it's fine. It's fine because you know what? By the end of this season, Pittsburgh will have their first losing record under Mike Tomlin. Patriots are going to stink. Bill Belichick will probably retire. And we won't have to deal with this anymore next season. I'm just going to throw that out there. 2 bold predictions based on that horrible graphic. It's just
box office seems a little bit of a stretch.
Box office
it might not be.
What else is there? You know,
I wouldn't consider any of those games technically box office. Obviously, the Miami-Baltimore game should be the more televised game, but
thank you. Yeah.
I mean, they're basically doing it off the history of the franchises. That's where that's coming from.
Yeah,
they're not doing it off current.
Wants to watch that.
I know, I agree, but they're doing it off the history of the franchise, not so much the current state of the franchise.
And that's fine. They deserve that, but that will be the end. This is going to be the last year for that bullshit.
Mike Tomlin's not going to finish with a losing record, by the way, either.
I think Mike Tomlin does finish with the losing record.
I think he definitely do.
Mitchell Trubisky has never had a losing record, and he's not going to start in Pittsburgh.
Mitchell Trubisky was ass last Sunday.
They should have beat the Bengals by 20 points with all those turnovers. They barely won. I mean, whatever. I mean,
turn the ball over 5 times. Okay, your defense got you 7 of those points.
Yeah,
Trubisky couldn't move that sucker, dude.
He had a good final drive to get him in that field goal range. Like that was good because I watched that. But yeah, I think he was kind of pedestrian most of the game. But
why didn't the Steelers run the ball? They only ran the ball 22 times for a total of 75 yards.
Najee did leave the game.
You still have Jalen Warren who can run the ball. It's like you have backups for a reason. It's like you don't need to crutch your star running back. Let's see. Time of possession. Cincinnati had the ball for 43 minutes. That's why Mitchell Trubisky wasn't moving the ball. He barely had the ball.
I mean, that's fair.
That's not his. Like that's all his fault, though. What's his completion percentage? Attempts and completions.
He went 21 for 38.
So barely 50%.
That's about league average in week 1. So
how many yards?
I mean,
194 with a tud.
Oh my!
Wasn't very many quarterbacks putting up those. A lot of quarterbacks put up almost this exact stat line this weekend. Week 1 was a horrible week for the NFL in terms of quarterback play. The only quarterback that absolutely shined in week 1 was Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, what's up with those
fourth quarter, Jameis?
I'm talking the whole game. Quarterback that had no flaws from start to end was Mahomes.
But Vince, whenever you look at a game and you analyze it, you're going to say 5 fucking turnovers, and you're going to say my offense put up a whopping 13 points off 5 turnovers. Something is not right, and you got to look at that and be like, "Holy shit, that is bad." Can they turn it around? Can they turn it around?
I don't think it has anything to do with Trubisky. I think it has to do with the lack of the running game. Najee Harris went out, and they're so crutched on Najee Harris that they couldn't run the ball anymore. I mean, Jalen Warren had 3 carries. Yeah. Chase Claypool had more carries than their backup running back. That's insane. That tells me that Pittsburgh is scared to run the ball with their backup running back, and they need to go get one. Latavius Murray was recently available until New Orleans picked him back up. I was like, there were running backs available when situations like this happen, a lot of teams are going to a 2 running back system. The Steelers choose to do a 1 running back system and crutch themselves off their star RB. And that's exactly what they did against the Bengals. They couldn't develop a run game. So the time of possession reflected that.
Yeah. Mahomes was 30 for 39, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, Mahomes almost had an immaculate game.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing he could have done better is 4 more completions and went like 35 for 39. He probably would have had a perfect QBR.
Sick. Yeah, he went off. I don't know.
All those doubters that say that the Chiefs offense is going to be stuck, proven wrong in week 1. That offense is going to be just fine. It's probably going to be the top offense.
I did say that. I said they would be fine without Hill. I picked him to win the AFC West. Let's just keep that, let's keep reminding people. But yeah, if Steelers somehow make the playoffs, it's literally going to be because of that week 1 game. I just know it. Like, that's how Steelers sneak in with some bullshit game that they had, just like that. It will be because of that. So just throwing that out there. I still think they will miss the playoffs, but
so other big highlights. Saquon Barkley is back. That dude had 164 yards in the air or on the ground. How did he do in the air? Didn't he have like almost 200 total yards of offense?
He had 6 catches, 30 yards, I think.
So almost 200 yards of total offense.
Dude, what a win for big balls Brian Daboll, man. Go Giants, man. To whoop the Titans' ass like, sorry, Bill. Your Titans just couldn't get it done.
All right.
Yeah, but the Titans, you're going to have to see them exploit a different team because I don't think the Titans are – I might have picked them to win the division, and after that showing, I don't think they stink.
They do. And they play the Bills this Sunday. Dude, Titans are going to be in an 0-2 hole. Oof.
They have that. They rely way too much on Derrick Henry. They're a 1-back system as well. So, they're a very run the ball team. Tannehill is average. I mean, he did have like 250 yards, I think, or 2 touchdowns, but it's like, I don't know. I think it's just 2 bad teams playing.
You know who else is going to be 0-2? Vance's divisional pick Raiders.
Oh, man.
Billy asked you a question, Vance. Do you still believe
that defense was not
in the division?
That defense did not do what it was supposed to be doing. Max Crosby was a disruptor, but where the fuck was Chandler Jones? I don't think I heard that dude's name all day yesterday. Like, where the fuck was that guy at? Nowhere. The line. What?
Oh, you said yesterday.
Yeah, sorry, Sunday.
But listen, it's not all on Derek Carr. I mean, you held Justin Herbert to 24 points. That's not bad. I mean, Derek Carr threw 3 picks and he got sacked 5 times, which isn't his fault, but I mean, it could be. I don't know. I didn't watch that game. But 3 interceptions, like not off to a great start for Vance's MVP campaign for Derek Carr.
Yeah.
He'll turn it around.
But Herbert, on the other hand, if we're talking about this game, Herbert turns around 26 for 34 for 279 yards and 3 touchdowns with a 130 passer rating. I mean, Herbert is back at it. He's doing what needs to be done.
Dude is just a monster.
Yeah. Some fantasy disappointments, obviously. Allen Robinson, Cam Akers, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler didn't put up great numbers.
Keenan Allen is also injured and out for tonight's game. It's a big
Keenan Allen has an injury bug that he just cannot shake from the start of his career.
That's sad.
That guy he's always been, I don't think he's ever played a full season.
If Mike Williams doesn't go off tonight, something is wrong in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and they're going to have to make a play for a wide receiver. But it kind of looks like Herbert's leaning on Gerald Everett, which is kind of nice. Not bad. All right, we'll move on to college football. Let me get this pulled up. Oh, hang on. We're gonna showcase somebody. We're starting a new segment called Clown of the Week or Stooge of the Week. And it's going to start off with fucking Jay Glazer. This dude deserves everything coming his way. All the hate, all the disappointing fan mail he's going to be getting, everything. The dude is the stooge of the week, a person who serves merely to support or assist others, particularly in doing unpleasant work. What he tweeted out right before, minutes before the Saints game, was unpleasant work by him. Very unprofessional, horrible reporting. As a lot of fantasy owners, Michael Thomas went from being a 90% start to a 62% start after that tweet. Lost people a lot of games, 2 of mine included.
Wow.
And Mike Thomas proceeded to have 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
he
mean,
didn't
I
have
mean,
a ton of yards, but I mean, a touch,
Why-
6 points per. So
why'd you
That was
believe that stooge? Why didn't you just stick with
he
your
was
gut?
on the field reporting. He had to get the information from somewhere. Unless I think he just pulled it out of his ass so he could
He was
throw it. to me.
on the field. He was in Atlanta. I did not know that.
Yeah, Jay Glazer's a clown.
Wow.
But all right, we'll move on to college football. Yes, sir. These are the top 5 games of the week that are going to be showcased. We have BYU versus Oregon. Oregon's favored 3.5 here.
Ooh.
I don't understand why Oregon's favored in this game after BYU was favored last week against the top 10, against a ranked opponent. But I'm going BYU all the way here. They easily win this game, right?
That's risky. I don't know. What does Oregon learn from their Georgia beatdown week 1?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think high on Oregon, but now I am very high on Jaron Hall and this quarterback play from BYU. They have a good run game, good quarterback play, and their secondary is not to be toyed around with. They are looking very good.
Yeah, I'm going to take BYU as well, just because I think they're the better team. Well, I think they're the better coach team. Let me back up a little bit. I think they're a better coach team right now, and I think they got their scheme and how they want to play all figured out. I think Oregon has the better, probably more talent. I mean, it's Oregon, so you're going to say it's hard. I'm going to go with BYU as well.
Barrett, where are you going?
I just feel like this is a absolute must win for Oregon. If they don't win this, I mean, it's not like they're going to make the top 4 or anything, but they have to have this game at home. They are the favorites, but I'm going to pick them as far as seeding goes to upset BYU. Now that kind of doesn't make any sense with the spread, but I'm going to take Oregon here. I'm going to take Oregon. Ducks have to prove something, man. I think BYU.
This is a back against the wall for Oregon. If they lose this game, their season's done.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they could squeak into a nice bowl game, but it's like, do you really want to go play in the PlayStation 500? No, you want to play. You want to play in one of the big 6.
They do get PS5s.
Yeah.
So, all right, University of Miami versus Texas A&M. Look, A&M not looking great.
Another favored higher seed.
A&M currently, boy, is getting drugged through the mud on social media for their midnight yells, and all their, I don't want to really get into it, but it's like,
yeah, they're just,
A&M not looking so hot right now. They got a lot of criticism going around. If you even want to know, just go look up Texas A&M on Twitter. I'm sure that'll get you going. But I'm going to take Miami here, Vance.
Yep. I mean, A&M paid Appalachia State like $1.4 million to come into Texas to play them, and Appalachia State shocked the world. I'm going, man, I hate hyping up Miami because every time I do it, I get proved wrong. I'm going A&M on this one because I think A&M is going to come out swinging, dude. They are going to be pissed. There's so much social media stuff around them right now. There's so many TikToks about them right now. You can search Texas A&M on YouTube, and there's not a positive thing said about their program right now. It's nothing but negative clout. I think they're going to come out and throttle Miami because I hate hyping up Miami. It never works. Bear, where are you going?
Man, all I know is I saw a bet that if you would have had all 3 Sunbelt teams on a parlay, you would have made a lot of money. Like $100 would have been like 118 grand, something crazy. Either way, I'm not going to say I'm plugged into the University of Miami Twitter, but because it's Dolphins Twitter, there are a lot of U fans, obviously. They expect. Is it in Texas?
Yeah, it's in Texas.
Yeah, it's in a.
None of these games right here are neutral field. They're all at the home team.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna have to. Sorry, Miami, the U Twitter, but I'm gonna have to take Texas A&M on a bounce back game. I think they're a more talented team. I think that was just some kind of a weird hiccup. And Texas A&M, I mean, they have to win this game, just like the Oregon game. Like they have to win to keep themselves somewhat relevant. I don't know if Texas A&M. Hey, if Texas A&M has the one loss and they somehow take down Alabama again and all that, they could maybe sneak in, but they need this game. They can't lose. So I'm going to take A&M here. I'm going to take the teams that backs are against the walls of these first two picks.
All right. Penn State versus Auburn. Penn State only favored -3 in this situation. I'm just not a believer in Auburn this year. I thought I would be. I'm just not. Let me take a look at Penn State's game last week. Who did they play last week?
Probably some nobody.
I don't even see them on here. Did they get knocked out of the rankings week 1?
I don't think they were ranked coming in, were they?
I can't imagine Penn State not ever being ranked. I don't know. Let me just do this. This will get me there. They're 2-0, so okay, they weren't ranked. Okay, they played Purdue and Ohio their first 2 weeks. But Penn State, I'm not going to say they're looking good, but they're playing virtually nobodies. But Sean Clifford is looking pretty solid with 500 yards and 5 touchdowns in the first 2 games. And then Auburn, their quarterback is just not looking great. 3 picks, only 1 touchdown. Obviously a running team. And a defensive team, I like Penn State to win this one.
Yeah,
what are you thinking?
I'm jumping real quick and say Penn State.
Sorry,
Jumping real quick, say Penn State. Auburn don't have it this year, in my opinion. Penn State should be ranked. I don't think they're a top tier team, but I think they'll definitely take care of Auburn.
Wow. So
where are you going?
I guess we're all taking the Big Ten team. It's tough, but I'm gonna take Penn State here. Reluctantly.
Right.
Hard. It's hard to not believe in an SEC team, but maybe Auburn stinks. I don't know.
They're not looking very good. I mean, they are 2-0, but it's definitely not because of their quarterback play. Michigan State, number 11, going against Washington, unranked. Washington is looking very good. The Huskies are looking pretty solid on the offensive side. They got a quarterback that can sling it. They got a running back that can run it. But Michigan State, they got a Jalen Berger, that running back, taking the place of Kenneth Walker from last year, is looking very, very good. 227 yards with 4 touchdowns in the first 2 games. I mean, it's not KW3 numbers, but they're pretty solid numbers. But I kind of like the upset. I'm gonna go with the spread. Washington 3.5. It's been upset city in college football the past 2 weeks, and I'm gonna keep riding the train.
Has been. I like Michigan State to just pretty much dominate this game, even though it's in Washington. Michigan State's playing for a top 4 spot. They can't take a random loss to Washington, so that they smash them here.
I think Mel Tucker's a great coach, got a great team, but Washington is on the outside of the top 25 looking in here. They're going to be a ranked team after they beat Michigan State this weekend at home. It's not up there in wherever East Lansing. Is that where it's at, or is that Michigan? Okay, so I'm going to take Washington at home. Like Van said, I'm going to take the 3.5. I think they are going to win this game. I don't see it with Michigan State. They're similar in stats. almost identical in stats, honestly. So this would be a good test for Michigan State. Not a ranked game as you'd like to see most top 25 games or teams play, but it's a good test on the road out of conference.
I like it. And then the last one is the historic game between OU versus Nebraska. OU only favored 11 in this contest. Nebraska fired their coach Scott Frost this past weekend. Look, I think the 11 spread, OU's going to come in and dominate this game unless Nebraska just pulls something out of their fairy tale butts. OU's going to dominate this game. It's not going to be pretty for Nebraska. Give me OU by a lot here. If I have to throw out an alternate spread, I'm going 24.
Yeah, most people are going to say that Oklahoma's going to catch the best 1 and 2 team in the nation. I don't think it really matters, honestly. Oklahoma is, I think, way better coached than what they have in the last couple of years. Right? So
I agree with Billy there. They get Mims more involved.
Yeah, marvelous Marvin Mims. I think he's one of the best receivers in the college football, top 5 at least. Nebraska is on the decline. We could flip one of their recruits probably this weekend with the win. Going into Lincoln, you could say it's going to be hostile territory. I think Oklahoma wins this game, and the advances minus 24 spread is pretty good. I think they win by that much.
Yeah, dude, they should put me in Vegas.
I mean, I think they're going to play inspired because their clown coach is gone. So they're going to play. Teams always play inspired for an interim head coach. I don't know what it is, but like 90% of teams play inspired for some, down bad interim head coach and interim coordinator that's like, came up from nothing and now they're going to fight along, but it's not going to be enough. I think it's closer than what Vance and Seth thinks, but hopefully I'm totally wrong and OU blows them out, but I think it's going to be a little closer than will OU cover the spread? Man, I'm thinking like a 10-point win. I don't think they cover here. I think it's closer than what people think, but I do have OU or, not to cover, however you want to say it, Nebraska, whatever. So
Billy says it needs to feature Mims more. I mean, 10 receptions, 244 yards in 2 games with 2 tuds. Kind of seems pretty featured.
Yeah, but that was last game. He had like 8 catches for 100 something yards and 2 touchdowns. So then they didn't really open it up in week 1, and then they finally only basically featured Marvin Mims in game 2. It's just got to stay consistently that way.
Yep,
because he's one of the best. He's one of the best wide receivers in the country.
I think Theo Wees needs to get. I mean, where's this guy doing? He's not getting open. He's not running good routes. Drake Stoops is getting more attention than Theo Wees.
I think whenever you look at the receiving core, Drake Stoops is going to be productive. He's going to be ahead of Theo Wees because your outside burners, Marvin Mims, that's the guy you're going to want to get the ball to, and Drake Stoops is your slot. So Drake Stoops is going to catch a lot of the 3rd and 6. I need a first down passes. Marvin Mims is your deep shot guy. So I think Theo Wees plays his role well. Hopefully he does get featured. I like Theo Wees, 5-star coming out of college, but
yeah.
Or coming out of high school, sorry.
All right, Barrett. We're moving on to the NFL. We saw what happened in week 1.
Great week. Great week.
We got a new B list featuring what? 2 new teams. 2 teams dropped out and 2 new teams have entered the B list. Let's see how this is looking. Barrett, give us the breakdown of the B list this week.
Again, this is a week by week list. This is not some crazy, I still think the Rams are the best or anything like that. Okay. They got trounced. They should not be a top 5 team. All right. So it was tough. I mean, listen, the Saints, Dolphins, I mean, these are some outlier teams, but I think overall, what the Vikings did is still more impressive. I mean, Saints kind of almost lost. They had to do a comeback, and Miami. I mean, they looked good, but they weren't. They don't. I just don't think they're a top 5 team currently. But the Vikings just absolutely decimating the Packers at home. What they needed to do, they didn't want that game close. They didn't want Aaron Rodgers to have a 2-minute drill to win the game. They just absolutely crushed them. And so I like the Vikings. I think I still picked Green Bay to win the division, but the Vikings are like the trendiest pick to upset the Packers in their division. PFF is trash, especially with that Mahomes thing, Billy. But look out for the Vikings. I think they'll go 2-0 and remain on the B list. Who do they got this week? Let's see here. Where's Minnesota at? Oh,
Minnesota has the Eagles.
Oh, they got the Eagles on Monday night. We're not to picks yet, but that's a little preview. I think Vikings win.
Yeah.
All right. So number 4, Chargers, man. Now, I think they looked better than the Buccaneers, but I still got to roll with Tampa Tom. But the Chargers just, dude, like Khalil Mack. I mean, freaking
3
Bosa.
sacks. Yeah.
Derwin James. That team is stacked. We're going to learn a lot tonight. If the Chargers take the next step, it has to be tonight versus the Chiefs, who obviously can see are number 1. But I like the Chargers. They're very talented. So they're number 4. 3, Tampa Tom, man. It wasn't pretty, but they did go into a hostile Jerry's world on national television. They've had some injuries. Godwin got injured. Their center's injured. They came in there and just pretty much handled. I mean, Dak didn't get injured until like later in the game, and still 3 points. Like, that's still a stout defense.
Give me a break.
Sorry, Seth. But I mean, Tampa Tom, you can't bet against them until they take a couple L's here.
That team stinks.
Okay, so number 2. Okay, I had the Bills number 1. Not gonna lie.
How are the Bills not number 1?
But the Chiefs are better, in my opinion. Okay, the Chiefs beat the Bills last year. Bills don't deserve to be number 1 just quite yet. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm not ready to crown the Bills. I still think they're a little overhyped.
31-10 Thursday night football versus your previous number 1, and they're still 2.
It was tough. Like I said, my first list I had them 1, but I just could not put Mahomes behind Allen currently with how Mahomes played against another hostile environment. That in the NFC West, the Cardinals and the Rams. There's no Call of Duty. Kyler was supposed to come out and match Mahomes.
Well, it was double XP weekend.
Oh, that's fair. All right. Well,
yeah.
In that case, no, I'm still not moving. But thanks, Alucard. Anyways, number 1, the Chiefs just absolutely. I mean, Mahomes not missing a beat. Tyreek. I did hear someone say they won't score as fast with Tyreek. Obviously, that's fine, but I still think they'll be all right. They're still going to score a shit ton of points. The Chiefs own that division, and they're going to prove it tonight. Little preview pick, I guess, but you can't bet against Mahomes until they shit the bed. So when they do that, they won't be on here, or they won't be number 1, Seth. But currently, they had the most impressive game, and they're the Chiefs, dude. They're number 1. What do you think? You think the Bills? Argue for the Bills if you think the Bills.
I think the Bills are number 1. You roll into the defending Super Bowl champions' house, which people are saying they got better in the offseason. Little age. I don't think they're better. I think they're worse. But they rolled in there, and Josh Allen played a dominant game. Granted, he had 2 picks. One wasn't really on him. But he was very efficient. He basically ran that game the entire time by himself on offense. He was doing what he wanted, bombing the digs, throwing to who he wanted to. The run game was there, and obviously the defense was a good defense. They still got the
Yeah, I
Cooper
mean,
Cup open.
They shut
that's
him out
because-
in the second half.
That's because Matt Stafford only throws the Cooper Cup, so he's going to get his yards. I think the Bills should be number one on this list.
Wow. I think if you look at the start to finish complete package, I think the Chiefs still played a better game. They were never behind. I don't believe. I mean, Yeah. What do you think, Vance? Should the Bills be number one?
The Bills played a more hard-fought game, right? Like, even though they won by quite a bit, it wasn't an easy game for them to win. Obviously, you still have Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, now Bobby Wagner to worry about on that defensive side. Troy Smith, who got pile-drived into the dirt. Jalen Ramsey looked like a piece of burnt toast out there.
He was, perfect quarterback rating against him, I think.
Yeah. But Patrick Mahomes and company shutting out the electric Cardinals, one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL now,
Exactly.
and Kyler Murray with his old college wide receiver with Hollywood out there. Obviously, when they get D-Hop, I think the Cardinals will be a totally different team when D-Hop returns.
That's fair.
James Conner looked good, but it's like, man, Kansas City just looks so dominant, and the playoffs are going to run through Arrowhead Speedway or whatever. It's going to run through Arrowhead. It's going to be insane.
Whoa, what about the Raiders pick? You just pretty much gave up on them, didn't you?
Well, I just said Derek Carr's going to win MVP.
Who in your parlay when you were in Colorado? Who'd you pick to win the AFC?
Chargers.
Oh, okay, that's right. All right.
Oh, that starts right now. That
Chargers.
starts tonight.
Yeah, I have the Chargers winning the Super Bowl in my long-term parlay.
Okay.
So that'll pay out just a couple thousand. Where so far I'm looking good. New Orleans winning the division. The Eagles are pretty much locked to win the division now.
Yeah.
And it's between the Chargers and Kansas City to win that division, and all the other ones. I mean, if the fucking Colts can figure out how to not tie, that would be great.
I got one more complaint about this list. I think the Bucks will be off after this week.
Okay. All right.
That team stinks. Okay?
Listen, there's a lot.
I watched that game from kickoff to last play. I thought the fucking Cowboys were down by 56 in that fourth quarter. How miserable it was watching them on Sunday Night Football, and they were only down by 2 possessions. Okay.
Fair.
So the fact that they were held at 19 points and the Bucks got to the red zone 4 times, okay, that says all you need to know about the Cowboys defense, which I sat in here and argued a couple podcasts ago. That was at least a top 5 unit, which I still think it is. God damn it. The Bucks' weaknesses were obviously exposed. They're not going to be able to protect Tom Brady's blind side.
Okay.
Oh goodness!
Hey,
I had a burp.
Listen, if they lose, they're going to be out of here. B list is reserved for mostly undefeated teams here. You know what I mean?
Winners.
Yeah, winners.
For the winners.
The winners.
All right. Let me address Billy's comment.
Yeah, defend yourself, fans.
The Falcons are not as low a team as everyone thought. Marcus Mariota, with his legs and his arm talent, the Falcons are not going to be a bottom team in the NFL. They have a good defense. They have Grady Jarrett. They have Deion Jones. They have AJ Terrell. They have decent safeties. They're not – I don't know who the fuck they are, but they're not bad because they were shutting down the Saints wide receivers until the fourth quarter when they absolutely needed to come alive. The pass rush for the Falcons was dominant all the way until the final 8 minutes of that game. They were in Jameis's face. He didn't have time to find wide receivers. You're a clown, Billy. You're a clown.
Dang. Who would the Saints play this week? Do we just need to get the picks? Or they play Tom Brady's Buccaneers.
I think he's talking about the Falcons are going to get stomped.
Oh.
But
they play the Rams.
Is it?
I don't think so. I think that's going to be a closer game than a lot of people think.
Oh, he's talking about the Saints. Look at this.
The Saints have a battle line. Look, they have a bad left tackle. But Grady Jarrett's one of the best interior rushers in the NFL. So it's kind of hard to say that they got a bad O-line when Grady Jarrett's on the inside mixing things up.
Mm-hmm.
We have a bad left tackle, and Hurst. But when Penning comes back, that's all changing. We still have the best right tackle in the game, top 2 best right tackle in the game. We got an up and coming right guard in Cesar Ruiz. We got Eric McCoy, a top 5 center in the league. We got Anders Pate on the left guard, who's a top 5 left guard in the league. And now we just need to piece together the fucking left tackle.
Miami would kill for that O-line. It's a good O-line.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Let's roll into Pick'ems.
Oh, boy.
All right. To give you guys a recap of last week, we did not
shit.
do so hot. We did not do hot at all.
There were a lot of upsets.
Barrett went 5-16 in Pick'ems last
5-11.
week. Oh, yeah. 5-11. Sorry. Yeah, that's right.
That's horrible.
5-11. Seth went 5-11. 5-11 in Pick'ems. Now, these are not – if we would have just picked winners, this list would have been completely different. Well, a lot of us would have been in the positive, but there was a lot of close games and a lot of upsets, and we went with the spread.
Even though we
I
can't
also
bet here
went.
yet. I don't like.
I also went 5-11. So it was not a great week for the Pick'ems against the spread.
But we're back this week.
We're back. This is completely different. All of this.
Yeah,
all
Billy.
that-
If you're talking about the Saints right tackle comment being top 2, you're the only person that doesn't think that Ryan Ramczyk is a top 2 right tackle in the NFL.
Ryan Ramczyk's pretty good.
I mean, name 2 right tackles above him. It's hard to name one. And the 2 best right tackles in the game are in the same division. Tristan Wirfs, Ryan Ramczyk.
Oh. Yeah, because Trent Williams is a left tackle.
A lot of good left
Yes.
tackles.
Crazy amount of good left tackles. Blindside tackles, great. That's why I think Miami needs to move Tehran over to the right side because Tua is blindside. But like your best tackle should be the blindside guy.
Tehran's injury not so serious, just a sore toe. So
he always gets minor injuries and he'll miss probably 2 games for you guys this year. The rest are not good. Billy, I broke down the rest of the offensive line for you. I don't know what else you need. I broke it down for you. Up and coming right guard. He's probably not a top 10 guy yet, but he's up and coming. He's improved every single year. The past 2 years he's been in the league. Eric McCoy has easily shown that he's a top 5 center in the league. And Anders Pate, when healthy, is a top 5 left guard in the league.
Can we get off Saints offensive line talk? We've heard it.
Yeah.
3 times
I get
now.
all worked up about
Good
this.
God.
What up, Logan?
All right. Barrett, we're going to start with you for tonight's game. Chargers versus Kansas City. Kansas City favored 4. Where are you going?
Chiefs +4.
It's -4.
It's minus
You know
4.
what I mean. Chiefs win.
Yep.
Chiefs
Seth, where are you
cover.
going?
Yeah, I'm going to take Chiefs at home -4.
KC
Absolutely.
back to back. All right, give me the Chargers to upset Kansas City here. I'm taking the money line for the Chargers.
What a clown.
You don't get money line. They gotta. I mean, you gotta cover here, huh?
Well, they're gonna win. So
I'm
just give me
joking.
the money.
I'm joking, Vance.
Okay.
I'm joking.
All right, the Jets versus the Browns. The Browns. Matt Rule clearly lost that game against the Browns last week. I do
What a
not think
fucking
the
joke,
Browns-
Matt
I
Rule.
do not
Terrible
think the
coaching.
Browns are worth a damn, but they will cover against the Jets.
Yeah, if Zach Wilson was starting for the Jets, I may here to be honest with you. But Joe Flacco is, God damn, he's terrible. Get him out of the league. Give me the Browns -6 at home.
Hey, Joe Flacco knows how to beat the Browns. He did it multiple times with the Ravens. Give me the Jets in an upset. Fuck the Browns.
Wow.
Rule should be fired. Rule should be fired. Rule is horrible. Ugh.
Yeah, Matt Rule walking home with the fucking timeout in his pocket, taking that thing to McDonald's to cash in for some McNuggets was the worst decision that dude ever made. It's a rookie kicker in Cade York, and you don't fucking ice him? Like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, I get that it wasn't the last 3 seconds of the game, but it was the last 8 seconds of the game. You're saving your timeout and the chance that Baker's going to throw one for 45 and complete it, and the receiver's not going to get out of bounds. Burn a timeout and kick a 64-yarder? No, burn your fucking timeout and freeze the kicker and play overtime. Matt Rule's a clown. He deserves what he got for that one. He will not last in Cleveland or in
They
Carolina.
were up by 1. It wouldn't have been overtime. They were up by 1.
Yeah, they would have won the game. I don't know. I don't understand why he didn't freeze them. Absolute clown. Matt Rule will not last a season in Carolina. Tampa Bay versus New Orleans.
Ooh.
Oh, look at this. A home dog for the Saints. Oh,
At
man.
the Dome.
Let's let Vance pick last year, Barrett. Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to point out, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't the Saints like 4-0 in regular season games versus Tampa Tom? Like,
Yes, sir.
they should not be favored just based on that. But oh boy, I'm gonna have to agree with Seth. Tampa Tom will lose, and they will be out of the B list. I like the Saints.
Yeah, you already know my pick based off of an earlier conversation. The Saints, and don't be shocked whenever the Saints win this. Just easily. Okay, easily going to win this at home in the Dome. Jameis might have woke up a little in that last fourth quarter. Now you're obviously see that the Saints have weapons all over the field. The pass rush is going to get after Tom Brady. Yeah, give me the Saints. I take the Saints by -7 here.
Woo! Shit.
Saints by 14.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Bengals.
They're not the Patriots, okay?
Bengals, Cowboys. Seth, unfortunately, no Dak Prescott. They're rolling with Cooper Rush, although I think they should bring back a Ben DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci.
They're
I'm
going.
tired of hearing that shit.
Ben
He
DiNucci.
sucks.
Yeah, Ben DiNucci. I love
Ben
that shit.
DiNucci.
All right, Cincinnati favored 7.5. Barrett, where are you going?
Cincy. Cover.
Easy. Give me.
Sorry, Seth. Mike is going to do everything in his power, but damn it, he's just not enough.
Based on Joe Burrow's struggles last week, I kind of want to take Dallas to cover. But with Cooper Rush, they literally have to hold Cincy to 7 points. So give me Cincy.
Hey, listen, Micah may get 8 sacks this game. He may break the NFL record, but I don't know.
I don't know. Micah rushing off the left side is like just scary to watch. He is so good at it. It's insane. Rushing off the right side, not so much. He was going against Tristan Wirfs, and when he went to the other side, he kind of dominated. But
Hey, he knocked Tristan Wirfs on his ass twice.
And Leonard Fournette knocked Micah Parsons on his ass.
Okay.
Hardcore.
But let's get a cheap shot. Let's brag about a cheap shot. You're a running back. You were a running back in high school, so Vance's probably like, "Oh, I love cheap shotting the shit out of pass rushers. That's awesome."
Oh, absolutely, dude. They
let
never
me
see that shit
cornhole.
coming.
Let me earhole this guy whenever he's engaged in a block. Yeah, that's
crack blocking, and doing the chip as you're going out for a route. Loved them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Premier pass
Seth, where you
rushers,
going?
like Von Miller said, should not be getting chip blocked. It's bad for the game. It should be taken out. But give me Dallas to cover.
Dang. That's a homer pick right there, folks.
All
right.
I believe in the defense.
The Cardinals versus the Raiders. Both teams did not look good. I'm going to go ahead and chalk up Derek Carr back on track for the MVP season. Give me the Raiders to cover here.
I actually go Cardinals cover here. I think they learn a lot about themselves with the Chiefs game. The Chiefs are a different animal. They'll probably handle the Raiders really easily as well. But I'm going to take the Cardinals with Kyler. He probably got a little earful, double XP weekend. He may stay off the COD this week. I don't know. They're testing the new one. But I'm going to take Kyler, the Cardinals plus 5.5. I don't think they win, but I think they cover.
Yep. No one confirmed if Kyler was at the event today, so we'll see. Barrett, where are you going?
I think the Cardinals, I think they cover.
Yeah, good pick, Barrett.
All right, Washington Commanders versus Detroit. Detroit almost made a comeback victory over the Eagles, but Commander Wentz looks solid. Commander Wentz does not look bad. I'm going to go the Washington Commanders to win this game. Commanders win. Yep, sorry. I lost track of what I was saying.
Give me Detroit at home minus the 1.5. They played the Eagles really well. I think they learned from this Aiden Hutchinson bad game. Malcolm Rodriguez is a dude in the NFL. You know, coming out of Oklahoma State, what a guy. This Dan Motor City Dan Campbell fan at home, season going, get the momentum flowing. So Lions -1.5.
Yeah,
Where are
I
we
agree.
going?
I think this is Detroit's time. This is the first time they've been favored since like 2020. I mean, they get it done. Sorry, Commander Wentz, but you did win me a lot of money with that last throw.
Oh,
to
yeah.
McLaurin. I can't hate on you for that. I told my wife I will not hate on Mr. Wentz most of the
Yeah,
rest of the
dude. Commander Wentz. Barrett's
Commander
buying
Wentz. I
steak
can.
dinners for the OU
Yeah.
game here.
yeah.
I can.
So, but in lieu of that, I will still pick the Detroit Lions.
All right. Carolina, can Matt Rule pull his head out of his ass as they roll into New York? New York favored 2.5 here. Seth, where are you going? Does Matt Rule pull his head out?
Why is
Or
the
does
Giants
Day,
favored?
does Dayball keep rolling?
Giants
Why
are
are the Giants favored?
Because rules.
Because they're 1-0 and Matt Rule's an idiot.
I agree with that. Man, God dang, dude. I was
And
screaming at the
Saquon's
TV.
back.
I don't think Saquon will lay back, but I'm going to take the Panthers +2. They're going to win in New York, get the Baker train going. I mean, he looked fantastic fourth quarter, got the first game jitters.
Yep.
I think he's figuring it out as he goes. He's figuring out what he can and can't do behind that offensive line in actual real life game, like matters, snaps. So I'm going to take the Panthers +2.
I'm right there on that train. I think Baker pulls Matt Rule to the side, tells him what an idiot he is, shakes it out of him, and we get this Carolina train rolling and the Bake Money Make show going. Give me Carolina to win this game. Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm definitely Baker looked very sloppy at the beginning. I don't think he makes the same mistakes. Listen, I think the Giants, they're going to be packed house. They're going to be live, but I just the Panthers' talent overall, I think, just is better. So I like the Panthers here for a bounce back game. If they somehow lose to Brian Big Ball DeBall, then Matt Rule needs to be fired. 0-2, Matt Rule needs to be fucking fired straight up. So,
All right.
Straight up fired.
Straight up fired. All right, get the Scott Frost.
no fucking issue. And then here we go.
New England Patriots, the noon game that is heavily favored on TV. New England Patriots versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Barrett, where are you going with this one? You taking Belichick or you taking Mike Tomlin?
Our nemesis here, he's got fuck Steel Town and Belichick.
All right. Bias aside, man, I know there's a stat out there where like Bill Belichick hasn't lost like 2 games in a row by 10 plus points, but it's going to happen. I think Pittsburgh beats them again by 10 points. I think New England's offense truly is trash. Devontae Parker had like 2 catches for like 3 yards last week. Terrible acquisition. Mac Jones got back spasms. I don't even know if he's not even like guaranteed to play. I think Pittsburgh rallies at home. No TJ Watt. I still think their defense will rally around that injury. And I think Steelers beat Patriots by 10, not because Steelers are great per se, but New England's offense stinks. So Pittsburgh's just going to beat them by 10 points. Taking Pitt. I don't know what else to say.
Steelers home dogs.
Yeah, that's bullshit in its own right.
Home dogs. Give me Steel Town. Fuck Belichick.
Yeah, dude.
I'm a glorified Finns fan for I got to root for a team. So,
right.
Yeah, fuck Steel Town, but fuck Belichick even more.
Pittsburgh at home. Mitchell Trubisky is not the problem in that offense. Najee Harris and the offensive coordinator is. They are crushed on Najee, but I do not trust in New England's offense. Give me Pittsburgh.
I mean, and that's a fair argument.
Mac Jones
Indianapolis,
just throwing them up.
Yeah, Mac Jones is getting wild. I mean, his wide receiver core is awful. O-line, awful.
Oh, you're right. I mean, they got the defensive coordinator or whatever calling plays. Like, come on, man. Bill is done. No more magic, man. No more magic. It's okay to say it.
Indianapolis versus Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, in Duval. Seth, where are you going?
Yeah, go ahead and give me damn it. I made the crazy Texans pick last week that they would cover. All right. So give me the Jags to cover versus Indianapolis. I don't think they've won in Jacksonville in a long time. Matt Ryan did throw for a lot of yards, but the Colts did not look good for a majority of that game versus the Texans. I mean, the Texans were up by like 10 at one point. Everybody picked them to be the worst team in the fucking league, and you're going to tie them. They tied them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, good God. You go out and get Matt Ryan. You got Pittman. You got some rookies. I mean, it's Shaquille Barrett the whole reason your team flows. You got probably the best left guard.
Alec Pierce, that rookie wide receiver, dropped a touchdown and a huge first down play.
Yeah, he was concussed because Matt Ryan fucking fed him to the dogs over the middle and he got smoked.
Not that first touchdown. Not the first touchdown. First touchdown was early. That was like their first drive of the game. He dropped a touchdown.
Well, instead of going out and getting a quarterback, you should go get a fucking receiver like your whole fan base has been asking you to do.
That's true.
Michael Pittman.
Instead, you're going to rely on old-ass Matt Ryan, and granted, the best running back in the league, Jonathan Taylor, you should rely on him, but you're going to have somebody to throw the ball to. And, yeah, Pittman did go off, but I don't think – it's going to be hard for Pittman because he's going to keep getting covered up. But I'm going to take Sunshine down in Jacksonville to cover.
All right. Barrett, where are you going?
No, I'm going Colts here to cover. Matt Ryan, he's going to go scorched earth. The Colts organization, they're tired about hearing this bullshit that they can't win down in Jacksonville. It's kind of like a New England Patriot in Miami
Barrett,
type thing.
It's hot down there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like Indy is in the Northeast. I think no, Matt Ryan, and he's used to. I mean, well, no, he plays in the Dome in Atlanta, but still, Atlanta gets freaking hot as shit too. But no, I think Matt Ryan bounces back. I think if this was a Commander Wentz type team, I could see Jags beating them again. I don't think Matt Ryan loses to they cannot afford to lose this. I think out of all the teams this week, Colts can't go into Jags and lose. Sorry.
The Commanders won.
And right, the Commanders won, but I'm saying if Carson 2 sprains was still on the Colts, I think they go down to lose.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got
All
you.
right. Give me Indianapolis. Easy. Miami versus Baltimore. Barrett, the homer pick. Is it going to happen, or are you taking Baltimore here?
It's tough. You know, Miami did look pretty good. Tua looked good. But I think Baltimore gets revenge. I think they adjust for our defense. I don't think Miami has the same kind of success that they had last year versus Lamar, and Lamar's playing for his contract. I think I got the Ravens here. It's tough, but I think it's hard. It's hard, but I think the Ravens are going to eke it out. 3.5 points though. I don't know. They may win by just 3, but I think the Ravens will cover, man. I'm not. Lamar's
What the hell, man?
Yeah. All
I
right.
mean,
What the hell?
Seth, where are you going? You
you
believe
can't
in?
pick 'em
Do
up.
you believe in the noodle, or are
you
you going
can't
Lamar?
pick them up every week. The noodle, Jesus Christ, we gotta stop.
I've got Fins
Fins
cover. Fins win. Okay.
Wow.
I don't think Ravens are that good. I think Jets really they're starting to sink.
True.
They need to get better. They're young. I think, like I said before the year even started, I think the Jets will be good in a couple years. I don't think they're there yet, especially Flacco playing quarterback, obviously. But the Ravens struggled last year. I mean, they got beat down by Miami. You're obviously going to watch that film and you're going to try to replicate that thing. I don't think Lamar can get it done versus that Miami defense. And then Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, man, that's what you got to say about Miami. So give me Miami to cover.
That's true.
All right. I like Baltimore to cover in this one. I think Miami stays in this till the end, and then Baltimore gets a game-winning tud at the end to kind of take this one home. That's where I'm at with that one. Atlanta versus LA. I will keep riding the Atlanta train in the Mariota cock. Give me Atlanta to cover, not to win, but to cover this 10.5 spread. Barrett, where are you going?
I think the Rams come out and dominate them. I got the Rams covering. I think they just completely make a statement here and just absolutely pound Mariota's ass. So,
Seth, what you think?
I'll take the Rams to cover as well at home. Bad loss versus the Bills. I think they're come out and they're going to play good ball. I think the Falcons aren't who they were. I think the Falcons' true identity isn't what they were for the first 3 quarters of the Saints game. I think it was that fourth quarter whenever the Saints finally figured it out and just started slinging the rock all over them, scoring at will, basically, and then stop Mariota whenever it was big and needed. They relied too much on Mariota's legs, not enough on his arms. So, yeah, I'll take the Rams minus 10.5. It's a big spread to take.
Seattle versus San Fran. Geno versus Trey Lance. Geno looked very, very good in that Denver game. Trey Lance obviously had to play in the mud and the rain, so we didn't really get to see the true showcase that Trey Lance can put on.
Yeah, we did. He stinks.
Yeah. Seth, where are you going?
9.5 feels like, from what we saw from Geno, 9.5 feels like it's a lot of points.
That is.
I'm going to take San Fran minus the 9.5 here. I'm not even going to give you a reason.
Barrett, what you think?
Seahawks, Niners suck.
Barrett, for everybody watching at home, Barrett is very biased against the 49ers because the Dolphins have that pick. So he will see him bidding against the Niners and calling them stinky all year long, based purely upon that. So,
yeah, pretty much. Trey Lance. I just don't think Trey Lance is good. So,
all right, I am on the same train. I think Jimmy G will take over the starting job about halfway through this season. Give me Seattle. Give me Seattle to cover. I don't know if they win, but if I'm a betting man, I'm taking Seattle to cover.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Denver versus the Texans in Mile High. Denver favored 10 points here after the Texans just tied against Matty Ice. Denver did not look great against Seattle. Russell Wilson is a check down machine. Holy cow! I've never seen a guy throw the ball 5 yards in a cloud of dust before like that in my life. That was insane.
Yeah, that was.
I remember the young Russell Wilson days where he would uncork that thing and just let it fly. But man, he is scared.
He doesn't have the arm anymore.
Go.
I agree. Russell Wilson doesn't have the arm. He doesn't. Jerry Jeudy had to improvise to get that touchdown on that deep ball, and that thing was like 40 yards in the air, if that. Russell Wilson's arm strength is gone, so Mile High helps because the ball floats. The high elevation going to help him get a little more air into the ball. But give me the Texans plus 10.
You're taking Texans to win.
Plus 10.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think they win, but I definitely think they cover 10.
All right, Barrett, what do you think here?
Listen, all these supposed good teams that lost, the Rams, the Broncos, they're going to be out to prove something. And maybe even the Colts, okay? And of course, the Bengals and stuff like that. But I think the Broncos at home, listen, they got to make a statement too, man. So I think the Broncos cover. I think they beat the living shit out of the Texans. We are who they thought they were. So
I
there
agree.
you
I
go.
think Russell Wilson completes 40 passes, all 5 yards. But Denver wins this one. 10. Give me the spread on Denver. Sunday Night Football, Chicago versus Green Bay. Green Bay got their asses handed to them by Jay Jettis and Kirk Cousins and company.
That's an absolute.
Chicago got a big win in the mud. Justin Fields looked solid throwing the ball in the rain, in the slop. It was kind of surprising to see him get alive out there. But Green Bay is going to just absolutely demoralize Chicago. Aaron Rodgers owns Chicago. Luckily, they're not playing in the Windy City, but at Lambeau, A-Rod versus Chicago. Give me A-Rod 100% of the time. Seth, what you think?
This was a little tough for me. I'm not even going to lie. I want to take the Bears to cover. Fucking give me the Bears to cover. Just because I don't know what Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are. You have those young receivers, obviously Christian Watson. I mean, just blows a 75-yard touchdown right out the gate. So that was terrible to watch. I think Minnesota is definitely better than the Bears. I have Minnesota winning the division, but I think the Bears can cover it. I don't think that, like I said, I don't think they'll win, but I think they can cover 10. It's another one of those Denver Texans thing. I think they can cover.
All right, Barrett, where are you going?
Same thing as Russell. Aaron Rodgers goes scorched earth. Justin Fields, even though he's a pretty good fantasy sleeper, as mentioned before in earlier episodes, Green Bay will cover.
All right. Buffalo or Tennessee rolls into Buffalo here. Buffalo favored 10.
Oof.
I absolutely love this spread, and I'm willing to offer an alternative spread at 21. I think Buffalo just blows the fucking brakes off Tennessee here, and it's not even going to be close. Look, King Henry, I don't know why the fuck they didn't run the ball more. Maybe, but beats me. They wanted to rely on Tannehill's arm, get the 2 rookie wide receivers involved. Robert Woods didn't even –
Dude, Robert
don't
Woods
know where he was.
You can drop Robert Woods, dude. Target share.
Yeah,
is a
if
big
he's on
thing.
fantasy, yeah.
Yeah, he's straight ass cheeks.
Gone. Buffalo by 21 if I had to give an alternative spread. Barrett, where are you going?
So I'm picking this game. I'm basing it on Buffalo's next opponent, which is the Miami Dolphins. I think Buffalo beats Tennessee by 10, and that sets up a huge matchup. And so Bills, they're going to continue the train, and I'm hoping, we'll see what happens next week. But for this week, nah, I'm sorry, Bill Johnson. Your Titans just stink like I said they were going to, and Bills destroyed them.
Yeah. Seth, where are you going?
I think the Titans had to abandon the run. I mean, 21 runs for 82 yards. That's not really good. I mean, it's decent. But when you're in a game that you feel like, hey, I need to move the ball down the field, you're going to abandon it. Derrick Henry, is he losing a step with his injury? I don't know. I'm still going to take the Bills minus 10. I will not take the 10 spread to cover this time. The Bills should absolutely rock the Titans shit, and I think they will. Josh Allen will be MVP this year, so go ahead and give me the Bills.
All right, Vikings versus the Eagles. There's 2 Monday night games: the Tennessee Titans or the Buffalo, and then Vikings versus the Eagles. Barrett, what do you think here? Vikings roll into Philly and take this one, or fly Eagles fly? Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
This is a yardstick measuring type of game here. A big ball type of game, probably considering to some the game of the week here on Monday night. Give me the Vikings to keep it rolling. Get fucked Nick Lamb with your Eagle bullshit. Sorry, Jalen Hurts, but I like the Vikings here.
Seth, where are you going? Fly Eagles fly, or are you
No,
sticking?
fuck the Eagles. Justin Jefferson's going to eat them alive. Give me Captain Kirk to lead this team into a 2-0 record. We're gonna take Minnesota Vikings here.
Wicked, wicked, wicked. Give me fly, Eagles fly, baby. The secondary's too good. Jay Jettis is still gonna get his yards. Don't get me wrong, he's still gonna get his yards. But it's not gonna be like it was last week. He's not gonna scorch them for almost 200 yards in the air here. Kirk Cousins ain't gonna scorch this. The pass rush is too good. The secondary is too good. Jalen Hurts is not necessarily a throwing quarterback, but AJ Brown and company. I don't see a person on the Vikings defense that can go step for step with AJ Brown. Give me the Eagles to win this. Easy money. This game, I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but Eagles are going to win. If I'm a betting man, taking the Philly.
I mean, Augusta Air could have guarded Devontae Smith last week because that motherfucker didn't catch nothing.
Oh, yeah. He was donated.
Yeah, they lost. I think pretty sure they lost Derek Barnett for the rest of the year to an ACL. So there goes a big time piece of their pass rush. Darius Slay isn't what he used to be.
Come on.
Come on. He dropped an easy pick last week. That climb. So yeah, 35 points to the Lions. We'll see what the Lions are. I believe in the Lions, but 35 points to the Lions doesn't scream to me that they're going to be able to stop the air raid that is the Minnesota Vikings with Dalvin Cook running the football. So yeah, come on.
Okay. Wow.
We addressed this already, Nick. You clown. Okay. You're a little late. Show up to the podcast on time if you want to roast Dallas. If you want to roast Dallas, show up to the podcast on time.
Oof. That was a pretty good one. All right, that's all we got for Pick'ems. Any other news out there besides
Yeah, this Thursday nights being on Amazon Prime is a fucking clown show.
Really? I haven't turned it on. Is it clowny?
No, the fact that you have to pay for Amazon Prime to watch Thursday Night Football is a little fucking clown show.
Hey, I've been a Prime member since 2001, 1999 over here.
Yeah, I've been a Prime member. You can actually watch the game on Twitch. So
yeah, or TikTok, I think.
It's I don't know. It's like I gotta pay even more money if I'm not a fucking Amazon Prime member already.
You don't have to pay
to watch NFL football.
Watch it on Twitch. Twitch is free.
I'm sure it's not gonna be on Twitch every week.
It's on Twitch every week. Amazon owns Twitch. It's on Twitch.
Viewership will not go down. NFL is king. I mean, the top five most watched things already this fall are all like NFL games. So, but I mean, it's just an.
That's not true. Alabama, Texas was way higher.
Maybe, but NFL's a juggernaut. What can we say?
It gets a lot of, but I still hate it. I still hate the fact that Amazon gets fucking Thursday night. It's like
Roger Federer retiring. Salute.
Nobody cares about tennis.
Hey, we're a sports show here. I'm just telling people some other news here. Come on.
Yeah, it's going to be just fine. There's already 31,000 people watching on the Twitch feed.
Jeez.
And that's not saying how many people are watching it on Amazon. So.
Oh, I'm not saying viewership's going to drop because a lot of people are Amazon Prime members. I just think it's like
now. This number is drastically increasing like as the seconds go by.
That's the free spot. Everybody's going to go there, Vance. That's the fucking free spot.
Well, I would probably say like majority of American households pay for Amazon Prime.
I don't pay for fucking Amazon Prime. I don't buy
Lord of the Rings is on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
so
I mean, two out of the three people right here on this podcast pay for Amazon Prime. That's the majority. Probably two out of three American households have Amazon Prime.
Because you guys have an issue on Amazon? That's your fault.
Why would we have an issue on Amazon?
Well, just you pay for the,
Yeah, you pay for the shipping, dude.
The shipping and all that.
Yeah. I don't order anything off Amazon.
Oh, well, that's your own thing.
Well, I'm not lazy. I don't order every fucking thing through Amazon.
Well, I'm just saying.
I get out of the house every once in a while if I need to pick something up.
Touch grass.
I really don't need a lot, so it's like
touch grass.
Yeah, touch grass, you clowns.
No. Stay in the confines of my home.
I mean, every time He's got a fucking box on his porch. Yeah, we know why he pays for Amazon Prime.
There's
Oh,
a
dude.
lot.
I have
The shipping
I
is
have-
good. There's a lot of other things.
I've gotten so much free shipping. I've probably paid for my Amazon Prime for like the next 12 years.
Oh yeah, the payoff is for sure.
It's totally worth it. Now,
I
even
still
though it's
buy enough
100,
off Amazon.
it's $140 a year now, which is kind of fucking stupid.
Oh my god!
I'm so old. I remember when it was a solid 99.
Yeah, same. When I first signed up for it,
$140.
it was $100 a year, but now it's like 140.
Jeff
But
Bezos,
now you
man.
get music, you get TV, you get free delivery, you get
You get
deals that
watch
other
it.
people don't get. You
Lord
get
of the
all sorts
Rings.
of crazy shit.
early prime.
Bezos,
That's just
sign-
listen.
Can we get a
that's just
sponsorship
ploy.
for Amazon here, please?
That's just a ploy to get you suckers in there. That's all it
Hashtag
is.
ad. Hashtag ad.
That's all it is. It's a ploy to get you suckers in there, dude.
Well, this game's
And
about
it worked.
Prime, so we
And it
need to
worked.
head to Amazon Prime right now. I'm heading
It
there.
worked.
Yeah,
For the-
I'm in. I'm
for the chat.
sucked in, dude. I've been sucked in since like 2014.
Yeah.
I was in
First
I was in high school paying for Amazon Prime.
First and 10 at the 50. Chiefs ball.
Yep. All right, let's get out of here so we can get into the game here. This is best game of the week besides Vikings Philly. All right. Peace,
Go
guys.
Dallas.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you for tuning in to Taking On Sports Podcast. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. See you on the next one.